Welcome back to Element of Truth. I am your wonderful host, Brian, and let's get down to it. There's a lot of news these days. I'm a little bit late on this one, but I wanted to, bring my little grain of salt to the information. The Israeli-Gaza kerfuffle, if you want to call it that. We're being polite because it's basically a shitstorm, if you want to be really honest about it. What is it about? Well, let's just say, let's start by 1947 when Britain decided, hey, it'd be a great idea to take away the country from one people, separate it into a few territories, and put two peoples together that historically hate the living crap out of each other. It's like taking a rabid dog and a rabid cat and putting them in the same freaking cage. Stupid freaking idea. But it was done. And apparently it can't be undone because we don't have rewind on our planet. We have live with it. Well, I have an analogy. I'm a Montrealer, and I would say what would happen if the natives would say, hey, we have a birthright to Montreal because we were there first. We existed in Montreal before the French and the English got here. Well, I think the UN would tell them, no. And they'd probably be right, because throughout history, lands have changed proprietors. They were conquered, they were taken over, and they changed names, they changed ethnicity to a certain degree. So the fact that we decided that because they had a 6,000-year-old birthright to a piece of land, that we would move away the people that had been there for possibly a few hundred years. So there's a bit of a tension just off the get-go. So if anybody has this stupid idea that this started a few weeks ago or a few months ago with the death of 3 teenagers, which is a sad reality. I'm not sugarcoating. Hamas is not, they're not a choir of angels by any stretch of the imagination, but neither is the right-wing government of Israel at the current time. So let's not even, we're going to get to that in a second. So in 1947, we decided, hey, it would be a great idea to split up Palestine and make it Israel and Palestine. Over the years, there's been wars that have been declared by either side. Sometimes it's murky. It's a very touchy subject. But Palestinian land has shrunk, shrunk again. And they lost about 85% of the land they had originally from the 1947 Accord. I would be pissed. So I kind of understand why the people are pissed. Is armed revolution a good idea? No. Do I understand their anger? Yeah. You'd be especially if you're American, you'd be a giant hypocrite to say armed revolution is bad. Oh, really? I wonder. Wait, who had a fight against the British and had the American Revolution? Oh, wait, the battle for independence, right. You fought against the imperial powers. Strange, it was right when you did it, but when you want to regain your land, no. Yeah, it's wrong. Yeah, don't do it, because we say it's bad. Again, I don't agree with Hamas, but I don't agree with war, period. Now, let's put things into perspective. How big is Gaza? It's about 380 square kilometers. If you want to know in miles, look it up. It's about the size of Montreal for you Canadians. And it has to fit about 1.8 million people. If you ask me, it's a small area. It's no mountains, just a lot of cluttered buildings. So far there's been over 2,000 deaths. And I keep hearing this wonderful thing, they can get out of the way. Well, right now, the Israeli government has said that they're bombarding about 45 to 50% of the land. So, where do you have to hide? You get bombed, and your next door neighbor is already in rubble. A lot of people have been killed. It's been a very dirty conflict, Hamas is now currently killing their own, which, again, I disagree with their tactics. They could go the Martin Luther King way, the Gandhi way, and be pacifists and tell them, bring it on. But we're going to show the international community what's going on. In my view, we should go back to the 1947 borders, have a buffer zone by the UN, and actually have the UN do something good for a change, because they haven't done anything good in quite a while. So let's put them to good use. That and NATO, it'd be a great idea, because you don't let the wolf tend to the sheep. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. They have a vested interest in taking more land because they say it's theirs. I'm sorry, look it up. I'm not even hiding it. There is even people within the Israeli administration that said that they're not for a two-state solution. They want the land, period. No questions asked. So, you know, there's one woman that said, one of the elected officials in the Israeli government, the current one, not 50 years ago, that they should kill every Palestinian woman so that they would stop reproducing. That's a little far in my book. Then there's another genius who tried to rewrite a definition, and instead of saying, let's put them in concentration camp, he said, let's put them in concentrated areas, encampments, if you will. Last time I checked, concentrated area, encampments, concentration camp. Call it what it is. A spade's a spade. Anyways, so, why am I mad? Well, also, I've been told that if I didn't like the conflict, if I disagreed with the deaths, I was an anti-Semite. I was even told by my own government that talking about it in public is not recommended. It's not a good idea. Well, I'm sorry. Freedom of speech applies to everybody. It's even it's one of our fundamental rights, is to be able to speak our mind in a polite way. And guess what? I'm polite. I disagree with war. Sue me. The party that I'm part of took a side. I disagree with that side. I will not say, and I will never say, that I agree 100% with Israel. I know they've been through hell and high waters, Second World War, and other oppressions throughout history. But I'm sorry, that does not fly with me when it comes to the current conflict. Not at all. So if somebody's going to come and cry at me and say, Brian, you don't understand the conflict, death is death, period. You kill somebody to get land, well, in my book, you're a horrible, horrible person, period. Whether it be Hamas on the Palestinian side killing people, or it's the Israeli army killing people, killing is wrong any way you want to slice it. So you can't come at me, well, they used human shields. Well, there's one guy, Russell Brand, said it perfectly. He's like, Hamas could be walking around with children strapped to boards to protect themselves. But their death, the instrument of their death, remains the freaking missile that kills them. So, you bomb schools, you bomb power plants, you're breaking their spirits. You're doing a shock and awe. It's look it up. It's actually a military term that was built by military specialists in the United States. So, to come and tell me that it's to eliminate tunnels, well, I'm sorry. You need a power plant to power homes and hospitals and schools. And right now, you bombed the only one they had, and it might take up to 2 years before they have normal power. So, you know, again, I'll have more information later, but right now, this has to stop. The international community has to stop these peace talks. They're not peace talks, they're stalling. So from now on, we should just speak up, say enough is enough, end the killing on both sides, and get real solutions, not temporary band-aids. So on that, I'm going to close Israeli Gaza for today. Thank you. Come again.